Welcome to SuperKonaCast, the game development podcast. My name is Jake.
Sometimes it's that.
From PurpleFizz.tv. I'm here with John.
Hello.
And...
Hi.
John and hi.
All right, that's what you're being called from now on. I'm sick of clarifying who you are. Everybody knows who's who if they're still listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
My name's Cameron, and
Today's a very special episode. This episode, we are going to be talking about a weekend trip that John and I took. We won't actually have a portion of this podcast where we develop a game.
This is going to be dedicated to the trip.
Yeah, this is going to be dedicated to two things: the trip and our first ever request from a listener.
Are we going to sing something?
No.
We're going to sing Hamilton. Can we rap Hamilton?
We're going to play Wonderwall. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. Now,
just throwing a really funny
the request was to explain the daily grind behind making videos, editing podcasts, and making games, which I feel like we got all three of those bases pretty well covered.
Okay, I can cover all of that. It sucks ass, but you have to like it.
I feel like we should save it until we talk about what we've been doing, been playing and been up to.
Yeah, no, we'll get to it. That's what I'm saying, though. I'm just letting you guys know, you guys being us here and also the audience.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about these two primary points, but we are going to go through our usual, what have we been playing?
God, if you could just sound a little less enthusiastic, I think that'd be better.
Jake, I think you need to be drinking this coffee.
All right, it's fine. Here, everybody, want to get a taste of these allergies? All right, there you go. My nose is all cleared up, and I can focus on talking now.
I can really taste the phlegm.
That's right.
I can really feel that.
It's got some good age to it.
That's awesome. Dude, first thing that happened to me when we got back from the trip, I get inside the house, nose instantly starts bleeding uncontrollably. I was like, cool. It must be the altitude and the weather.
Probably. It could be the random altitude shift just so suddenly to your system. Although I can say I've never had that happen, but I do wake up with what I got going on right now.
Let's try to reel this in and try to not be everywhere. So... we'll save the trip for the last. Let's do a couple small things first. So
okay, cool. What's up?
Do we just start with what we've been playing?
Yeah, you go first.
Sure.
I haven't been playing anything.
So yeah. I've been playing exclusively fighting games. I picked up Dragon Ball FighterZ, ridiculously fun, and then I finally got my backer version of Them's Fightin' Herds, which is also ridiculously fun, but it's also an actual fighting game compared to FighterZ. I got it, and I was playing with a buddy of mine who is. I didn't know this until I got my ass stomped. He's good at fighting games for no reason. So I was like, hey, Patrick, let's play Them's Fightin' Herds. He was like, okay.
That's what you're going to get when we play tonight, baby.
Yeah. And then we started, and I just got stomped. And I was like, what the fuck? Have you played this before? He's like, no, I just play a lot of, Tekken and stuff with my cousins. I'm like, you're an asshole.
No, I just play a lot of a much more technical fighting game with my cousins. Oh, okay, cool.
So I, sat there and played that for, all night just to get good at it.
If it's any consolation...
Oh, go ahead.
If it's any consolation...
Cool. Can you tell us what, for people who don't know, what is Them's Fightin' Herds?
Them's Fightin' Herds is a fighting game with animals.
So it's just a bunch of animals.
Explain what it was originally.
Like chickens and shit?
Originally, it was a My Little Pony fighting game.
I knew that's the reaction
You're
I get out of John.
unsavable, Cameron. You're just unsavable.
It got C&D'd super hard by Hasbro, and the company was
No, really?
Yeah, it did.
A game about... a show about friendship is magic and doesn't pair well with a fighting game.
And it was gonna be fine.
That's crazy.
It was being voted for. What's that big fighting game convention called? I can't remember.
Evo?
Yeah, it was being voted for a game at Evo.
Wow.
And Hasbro saw that and they're like, no, and shut that game down instantly.
That's insane.
It was really far in development too.
The lady that makes it, the lady that writes Friendship is Magic saw that and she was like, I do not promote violence in my cartoon.
No, Lauren.
Isn't that right?
No, Lauren Faust saw that and she was like, do you guys want characters? I'll help you out. I'll be part of your team.
Oh,
that
really?
Is awesome.
And she went and made
dope.
characters.
I'm sorry. I'm spreading misinformation like a retard. I didn't realize.
And then they backed it and became the second most backed fighting game, right behind Skullgirls. The team that made Skullgirls gave them the engine that Skullgirls was made on.
That's crazy.
So they had that engine to work off of.
Wow, literally everything worked in their favor.
Yeah, because they got fucked in the ass.
Well, it's crazy because that happens to lots of people that make fan games like that, and they get effed over, and then nothing comes of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's great.
Like,
that's crazy, dude.
That's really mad respect to the people that made Them's Fighting Herds.
Dude,
I was actually... Oh, God.
mad respect to
I'm not
everybody
going
that
to admit
helped
that on podcast.
Well, now I want to know. Tell me later.
But I do want to hear about Dragon Fighter Z. You were saying it wasn't very, I don't know, I guess tactical? Or is it just you haven't played it enough?
It's a lot more beginner friendly than most fighting games.
Okay, two things really quick. Cameron and I both had the game for an equal amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
We have very different experiences.
Okay.
You don't have it no more.
I don't have it anymore.
Well, we'll get
guess which one has the better experience.
We'll get to that. I want to hear, like, how is it, like, user-friendly? Like,
so most fighting games, a combo, it's like light, medium, heavy, down heavy, jump in the air, do all your combo again.
And the button prompts are symbols and not buttons.
Well, in Fighter Z, it's like medium, 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 and that's your combo probably.
Oh, okay.
You can do that. I mean, it's a lot more rewarding to do a more complicated combo, but you can get away just by pressing one of the hit buttons and doing a full combo off that.
Wow, okay.
It has an auto close distance button that you press, for me, I use Xbox controller. Right trigger, you just zoom in on the person and you already start a combo when you hit them.
Wow, okay.
So it's a lot easier to get into. Me and Patrick, we just jumped into it. We were like button mashing. We were trying to play the game, and we were just having a giggle fit because of how fucking fun it was.
Okay, so
because we were just sitting there bashing each other in the mountains. We're like, this is the best shit ever.
So the skill floor for that game is really low.
Really low, but also skill ceiling's really high.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I was hoping that would be the case.
That's what they were going for.
Because that's made by the BlazBlue people, right? Is that right?
Yes.
Is that correct?
I think that's right. Yeah.
Because that's how it is with BlazBlue too. Mm-hmm. It's like crazy high skill ceiling.
But I haven't played. Is it easy to get into?
No.
Or is it just hard?
No.
It's just hard?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So they've kind of flipped it a little bit with DBZ, which is good because, people, you don't want people playing like a DBZ game being like, dude, fuck this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, like, okay, so, like Marvel vs. Capcom, you actually play, like, 3 characters.
Mm-hmm.
So in this game, you do play as 3 characters, and what makes it really great is that basically every character controls the same.
Okay.
They do slight differences. There's slight differences with controls, and they all have their own kind of thing they do.
Right.
But you can very easily pick up a character.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
So,
I was...
With fighters... Sorry, this is the last time I'm interrupting. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Fighters, you can literally just choose, like, I like this character, and this character, and you're fine. There is no better tier. There's really no tier list. All characters... Like, some are gonna be better than others, but generally they're all good if you're good with the character.
Yeah.
Really? So one thing I was watching a review of it, I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I heard that there's, like you were saying, like, kind of characters were similar, but like, I heard there, like, wasn't a whole lot of characters that, like, because, in a lot of fighting games, I guess you could put it this way, like, there's, like, heavy fighters, there's light fighters, and I heard that, like, they're kind of all, like, mid-tier.
So coming from... big fighters I play are Smash and ARMS. And the problem with fighters is that everyone's a fighting character, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, like, the mains I play in, like, Smash and ARMS are, like, I play Zero Suit Samus, and then ARMS I play Lola Pop and Ribbon Girl, because those are all mix-up characters. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to get up close to you to bash your face, I'm trying to confuse you and then punish you for messing up.
Yeah.
And fighters is it much like that? Everyone's a get up close fight character.
It's all or nothing.
But they all have different styles of how they do that.
Okay.
And there's things for Dragon Ball Z's universe that just really work in favor of making a fighting game, and then certain things go against it. The ability to instant transmission, that is not found in any other fighting game, because no other fighting game is based on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Like
well, they have, like, I know
like
in
that close distance thing.
Raiden has, like, his little warp where he goes in the ground and comes back up.
Right, but not every fighter has that. In Dragon Ball Z, for you to be able to stand a chance against any of them, you have to have that instant transmission in the universe of the show.
Yeah.
Right.
So for them to have that in the game, you don't going back to, like, other games, you don't have the ability to just... Isn't it just, like, one button press, or maybe, like, hold an arrow and
you hold right trigger and your character does a little boost, and then they fly in.
Oh,
and
I
then
was talking about, like, the
warp behind them.
There is an attack that does that. It uses a charge.
That's right.
And there is a way to stop. And every attack, even that, is you're able to block it and counter it. You just have to be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
But something that I didn't like about fighters, and it's funny because it's a plus, I feel like, for most other people, where I prefer, like, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, is because people didn't like Xenoverse because certain characters were just unusable, like Mr. Satan, Krillin.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because they're insanely weak, and it's like that makes sense in favor of the show.
Right, and the universe is like, okay.
Xenoverse is more accurate to the show, but Fighters is more accurate to have fun.
Let me
for
explain
a fighting
this,
game.
because it's really funny how they explain this. In the games, in the context of the game, the reason everyone's able to fight each other is because there's this weird wave that's going out and weakening everyone. Now, the explanation they give, and they just completely shit on Yamcha. They're like, wait, why are you able to fight with us? And then Bulma scans him, it's like, the waves aren't affecting you. Because he's so weak.
I knew
it's because all the characters
really
who are so
funny.
weak, the waves just don't even give a shit about them.
Dude, that's messed
And
up.
it's only weakening the big characters.
That's really funny. That's why
great,
Beerus doesn't just explode the planet by touching it.
Exactly.
I didn't know if they were gonna, that's awesome because I didn't know if they were gonna actually explain that.
The story mode is it's
really
nothing
funny.
special.
That's
but
really
it's,
great.
The story mode's very Dragon Ball Z. It's nothing special. It's Android 21's trying to eat everyone to kill
At
everyone.
least we're not playing through the same 6 arcs.
But they also explain
Yeah.
they put you into the game by saying there is a Link soul that allows people to have their full powers. But it's also you controlling them. The soul. It's not them. They're not able to use their power.
Right.
It's like their power is being borrowed. I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
That's cool. I'm glad that they actually came up with like a universe reason. I know it's stupid.
Yeah,
But
it's stupid,
but it's still like
it's
and
a
it's
reason.
cool. It's cool that like you can see. That's the main thing I was really worried about with that game was like, dude, well, if you choose, there's certain fighters that just don't stand a chance, but people would like to use them because they're classic and stuff like that. I'm glad that they made it a way around that to the fact that you can use them. It's
Also,
sweet.
this doesn't apply to me because I like Dragon Ball. I haven't really watched much of it. I don't know, just I never have, but I like it. There is so much like fan service moments in the game. If you like put two characters together, like if you put like Frieza and Trunks together or something, and then you go into a battle, they'll have like a moment where they talk to each other.
Oh, cool.
And they'll like talk shit on each other, even if they're on the same team. Frieza will be like, fuck you for killing me that one time. And Trunks will be like, you deserved it.
That's really
And like every character will have an interaction.
I wish I had kept the game longer.
Sorry it took me so long to get it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I bought it because I didn't know you had real interest in it. And I bought it on my PlayStation 4, so it's not like I would have been able to play with him anyway.
That's true. I don't think it's cross.
I think we have. I think we have a few other friends that have it.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So just ask.
The only reason I bought it is because the bar I work at, like 2 guys come in all the time. They bring in their copy of it, and I just watched them, and I'm like, this looks so fucking fun.
That's the thing, man. It just looks beautiful.
You need to get a copy of it for the bar.
Yeah.
It looks so good. Does it pretty much, from what I've seen, it looks flawless.
It really feels like
it really looks like you're watching the anime almost.
Yeah, it does. It feels like you're playing.
And sometimes
the anime.
it looks better.
Yeah.
Because I remember they did I was watching a video where they had a comparison of because there's scenes you were talking about with them talking to each other.
Yeah, there are dramatic finishes where it'll replay parts of the anime.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were showing the actual part of the anime, and the game looked way better.
Yeah.
It was like, fuck, that is
I
crazy.
want all of the models ripped from this game immediately, so I can use them in VR chat.
I did not think they are actually. I found the world the other day. Yeah.
Yes.
So
they're on that.
I did not think that it would. So when they pitched it, I thought it was going to be 2D, and then I found out that it was 3D.
It's like 2.5.
It's a 2.5, right? And I got really concerned because do you guys remember Berserk when they tried to do that for the anime?
but Budokai, the Budokai series usually did pretty good though, didn't they? It's with the 2.5. I mean, actually, technically it was 3D.
Yeah,
but they did pretty good with those.
Yeah, no,
they?
I kept getting flashbacks of Berserk when they redid it, and I was like, fair. God, no.
Well, I feel like they finally reached the graphical fidelity where it's this is doable and we can make this look amazing.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And they totally did it.
So John, what have you been playing? You haven't.
Oh,
really,
yeah. I've been playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I finally got it.
Do you like tutorial the game?
Yeah. See, the thing is, I played the crap out of the first one.
Uh-huh.
Did you play the first one?
Nope.
Oh my god. So good.
I know.
It's one of the best Wii games, I'm serious.
I know.
But I played the first one, and the second one's so similar except for a couple things. And so I wish there was a way to turn them off.
Sorry, I'm just laughing at Jake. He's just blew a bunch of vape in his arms. He's just kind of playing with it.
He's just staring. He's just staring at it. This is amazing. I've never seen this before.
Blur zone. I looked like he threw up into his arms a little bit.
Welcome to the Vape Cast.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There's your new name.
Anyway.
Rebranded.
Super.
Welcome to Kona episode, whatever. Rebranded.
I probably made this joke before about Super Vaping Cast.
I don't think you have. Have you?
I feel like I have. I feel
You
like it's
haven't
too,
actually.
I
Probably.
feel like it's too easy for me.
Now you
to
have.
not.
But now you have to say it every time.
Yep.
And say, I think I've made this joke before.
Anyway.
But no, the game is fantastic. I mean, like, you can customize your characters the way you want. Like, you can have one character and, it's an RPG, whatever, but, like, you can have him be, like, an all-out attacker, or you can have him be, like, somebody that sits in the back. It's really interesting, and, the battles aren't, like, turn-based, whatever. You're walking around, so, like, isn't that sort of like how it is in, like, WoW?
Yeah.
Like, you're just walking around and, like, you fight enemies in real time.
Yeah.
And that's, like, how it is in that. But,
Really?
like, absolutely.
Oh, man.
Is
See,
it
I
like
avoided it.
is it like WoW's combat where if you start walking away, then they'll keep hitting you?
Yeah, but no, they kind of I think they kind of have to be actually close.
So it's probably
To
more
get
like
that
Guild
off.
Wars. Probably.
Right. But I don't think probably as refined as Guild
Yeah.
Wars. Because the game, I don't know. The game is huge. It's tons of fun, and each attack you have, it's all about positioning. Like, there's certain attacks that do more damage from the side, or certain ones that do more damage from behind.
Jake, you're so fucking distracting.
God, that's why we gotta take the vape away from him every single podcast.
All right,
Because all
sorry.
you hear in the background is just constant freaking Darth Vader. No, the game is absolutely fantastic so far. I've probably played about 8 hours of it or so.
So you're still going through the tutorial.
I've gotten to the point where there's only one that pops up every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I understand.
I'm just
I
giving you-
hate
I'm just-
games that,
I'm just giving you shit.
constantly...
you have a point though. It really does. Especially when you first start the game, you have to get through that. It's a grind to get through the first couple hours because it's tutorial. It's you'll take a step and it'll be oh hey, by the way, this is the mark. You take another step. Oh hey, by the way, you can fast travel. It just goes on and on. It's shut up.
You're just like, alright.
I wish you could just shut off the tutorials for games like that.
I wonder if you have a save profile and you go back to starting your game, or if it'll just skip those.
I don't know.
Because I'm just saying that because it's a tutorial heavy game. I wonder if they'll make you do it again.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Ooh, that would bother me.
But the thing with those games though, the story's actually super intense and really good. So it's definitely I think it's a must-have if you're really into RPGs for the Switch. More so than the Rabbids game. I think it's better than the Rabbids game.
Well, that's saying a lot.
It's funny because John
Yeah.
loved that Rabbids game.
I do love that Rabbids game.
It's a good game.
But it doesn't have a plot. It's kind of non-existent.
It's kind of like Kill Rabbit.
And this game's got it all. It's got the fun gameplay. I mean, the tutorial thing's a big drag, but once you're through that, you're just onto the fun gameplay. It's awesome.
So, okay. And then, really quickly...
Jake's been playing PUBG.
Well, I've been playing a few things, but not actively on any of them, except for PUBG and Fortnite.
Okay.
But that's just because I've been working on a video, and I'm trying to make it really long. I don't know if I'll actually get it to be that
10
long.
minutes, 1 second.
You can.
Get that AdSense.
Yeah, you can do it.
But, no, I played a little bit of The Evil Within 2, and then I played a little bit of Monster Hunter World. I bought Monster Hunter World. I don't have anyone that's my friend that plays it right now, so
I want to.
Weren't you guys? You and a few other friends are waiting for it on PC, right?
Yeah,
Cameron?
I want to play it so fucking bad.
Man,
it's really good.
I
love Monster
I would have
Hunter.
it for PS4 if all my roommates' PS4s didn't break.
that's horrible.
That's just bad luck.
I know. Well, I mean, they broke them, but I mean,
Why is it taking them so long to bring that to PC?
cells.
I don't
Really?
I don't know.
They got so much stuff special for Sony though. They've got a Devil May Cry one they just announced today.
Like a skin?
Dante's outfit and all of his weapons.
Oh, cool.
And I'm sure there's going to be a new hunt.
Which Devil?
Oh my guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to
All
play
of
PS4.
the original 3. Yeah.
See you later, Cameron.
Bye, Cameron.
I'm on PS4 back.
Thanks for coming, man.
All right.
So
It's a really funny joke. I like it.
yeah,
Guys, was that funny? Was that a funny bit?
yeah, I liked it. It was a good bit.
That was really funny.
Shit, dude, that's a fucking. You got a pro? That's badass, dude.
So anyway, Monster Hunter World is good. Go buy it. It's
Good
amazing. I have literally nothing else to say about it.
I have a question for you about that game.
What?
There's lots of people that, and this is kind of myself included. It's really funny because Monster Hunter's the opposite of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Because they kind of just drop you in the world,
Yes.
and you kind of figure it out as you go.
Is your question, is it beginner friendly?
And the answer is no, I'm guessing.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Look up tutorials online.
They're like, it's the most accessible Monster Hunter yet.
And it may be.
And I'm playing it, and I'm like, I've played this series for 10 years.
It's never accessible.
It's not. It's just not. If you like, okay, you have to want to play Monster Hunter.
Yes.
In order to play it. Like, if you're just like, I think, okay, so good example. We have a friend named Nick. He borrowed it from me for a few days because he's thinking about whether or not he wanted to get it.
Right.
I was like, yeah, keep it as long as you want, man. It's fine. I'm working on other stuff right now anyway.
Yeah.
I go over to his house to return The Evil Within. I got about halfway through. It's a good game. Mm-hmm. I didn't have any interest in beating it, though. I just, So, that's the thing. Like, games take a lot to impress me anymore. I've played so many.
Because you played so many, yeah.
I have 1,200 games in my library. That's where I stopped counting.
Yeah.
So, for me, it's like, I've played so many that they got to be really good to impress me.
You've got to stand out, yeah.
Yeah. Which is why I go back to series like Monster Hunter. I think they're really good.
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. But, like, I played The Evil Within for a little bit, and I was like, this is okay. So, anyway, I go back to Nick's house. I go to return the game, and he's like, take that thing out of my house. And I was like, why? He's like, because I did not... He's like, you said it was, like, Dark Souls. I'm trying to stop saying, like...
Like...
I compared it to Dark Souls as far as the combat goes, and I feel like that's a big comparison a lot of people make, and then for some reason people get mad about it. Like, I'm sorry that it is. It's very tutorial free.
Right.
There's a lot to take in. There's a lot to do. And there's a lot of symbols that if you don't look up or already know what means, they're not going to mean anything to you. And it could change how you play the game. Mm-hmm. You know, you may not know that you need to go to the blacksmith to upgrade, like, your gun. But you may also not know that you can mark what ingredients you need to get. And then it won't tell you what to get those ingredients from, but at least now you know what you're looking for.
Well, and the other thing I had an issue with those games is, like, you defeat enemies and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Then you get, like, their hides and, you know, bones, heads, whatever. But they don't always drop those. No. So it's very possible for a beginner to be like, what the hell? I need the hide of this animal, and I keep killing it, and I'm not getting it. But I keep getting its claw.
Which is a huge... Yeah.
That's annoying.
So if you need to get the monster's horn, why are you attacking its tail? But that's just logic to me. But again, I've played the series for like 10 years.
But no one's going to know that.
Yeah,
it probably says something about that, though, right? Like, attack different spots.
I feel like most people know that going in. I don't remember it telling you that, though.
But if someone doesn't know that...
Yeah,
because this game is. I'm just saying right now. Yeah. This game keeps getting, like, every review I've seen, which I've probably seen like 5 or so far. Everybody keeps saying, like, everyone needs to get this game. It's so good. It's so much fun. But you really have to take into account, like, it
really filters out the casual people.
Yeah, even people like me that aren't casual at all. It's kind of like a turnoff. But, like,
you gotta do a lot of research.
You really do. You have to do a bunch of like, oh, you gotta learn how to use traps. Oh, you gotta learn how to do this.
That's part
of
the fun of it to me, though. Like, but yeah, I really like.
But you gotta be a certain kind of gamer.
Yeah,
you gotta be a gamer.
Like, you gotta be a certain kind of gamer.
If you're hunting like a bear off, and you need its horn or something, which I'm pretty sure it doesn't drop that. But anyway, if you need this certain monster's horn, attack its head. When you see a break and you hear that sound. And you see like a glittering, you know you got it.
Right.
But if you're attacking its tail and its tail breaks, why do you think you got the horn? Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I love the game. I think it's still not beginner friendly.
I think that just goes
you have to want to play the game and look up tutorials on YouTube.
I think it just goes beyond what people usually get at RPG kind of settings. It's like, I just gotta kill the monster and I drop the thing. Most people, they don't go into it being like, alright, horn. Attack the horn.
Yeah, because they're so used to it just not being that deep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I feel...
I don't know if I missed the point of the conversation.
No,
I'm just saying.
No, that's right.
Okay.
I hear a lot of comparisons for Monster Hunter to World of Warcraft in that grinding aspect. Mm-hmm. I get that. But when you kill something in World of Warcraft, you don't have to focus on a certain part.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You do have to focus on certain parts to get certain drops.
Yeah.
And it's still random. You still may or may not get it.
But
you have a way higher chance...
But people need to realize that. And that's all I'm trying to say is that, like, this is not a game that you're just going to play. And I like RPGs, so I like this game. That's not how it works.
And I feel like that's what Nick expected going into it was, oh, well, I really like The Witcher.
Well, and that's the way it's been. People have been talking about it like that online. And that's what I was trying to bring up is it's like people have been like, oh, you're going to just love this game. It's just great. without any sort of pretext, like, oh, by the way, you're going to need to research a lot if you never played this.
You're also going to have a lot of time.
Yeah.
They give you 50-minute timers, and at first you go, that's plenty. That is not always plenty.
Man.
There's been plenty of times where I've been fighting the same monster, and I got 2 minutes left on that timer, and I'm starting to sweat.
I remember that. They had that on. That's in like almost every game, isn't it?
Yeah, that's in every game.
Because I played 3 Ultimate, and that's how it was there. And I think the first time that happened and I ran out of time, I was like, I'm close to being done with this game, dude.
Yeah.
Legit.
So, sorry, give me half a second, guys.
Got a fart?
No, I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. Oh, so when you go on a quest to fight these monsters, and something that I love about Monster Hunter is like, you still may encounter other monsters while you're out there. So I was hunting down this one, it was a Baroth I was fighting, and I'm hunting him down, and this freaking Tyrannosaurus Rex looking guy that's like way too high up for me. Like, I tried to fight him and he killed me in one hit.
Awesome.
Just showed up and like started running at me. So now I've got to dodge this guy while still attacking that guy. But if I attack him, he's going to unleash some kind of AoE. So I have to make sure that my strikes are purely on this one monster, and I still have to avoid that one. It is very high stressful, but
it's rewarding.
I love it. It's so, you get so satisfied.
Will the monsters attack each other?
When it finally falls over and you get that, like no other game other than Dark Souls gives me that feeling that when I finally kill it, and you hear that da-da, it's like, oh my god.
They have that. Speaking of that, actually, they have that in Xenoblade 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you'll walk into an area and there'll be like a level 70 and you're like 5.
Yeah.
But it'll be next to this little fucker that's like a level 2, and you're like, oh, I can take that out. But as long as you don't accidentally hit the big guy, you're all right.
Yeah.
But there'll be quests where there'll be like, oh, hey, kill that little guy that's by the big guy. And you're like, screw you, dude.
It's not fair, but I feel like that's a learning experience. Last time I promised I'm going to mention it. Dark Souls, when you drop in, you're
starting to turn into an internet reviewer.
Dude, is Monster Hunter the Dark Souls of Monster Hunter?
Nice.
Yes.
No, so when you drop in to the first like main part in Dark Souls, just Dark Souls, not any of the others, like there's a graveyard and you see skeletons and you're like, I've been fighting skeletons since I was young, boy. And you run out there, you're just gonna get destroyed in like 2 hits. And you're like, huh. And I didn't realize the first time I played the game I thought that's how hard the game was supposed to be. So I actually fought my way through that area.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, it was. But it took me forever, but I finally got through it. And then I was like, later, I did that portion, and then I come back, and I'm like, wait, I missed something. So I go back up north, which is where you're supposed to go the first time, and I'm just like walking through this area, just like slapping all these stupid zombies. I'm like,
that's cool that it gives you the choice to do that, though. It's kind of like
it's a skill thing.
It's like fighting Lionels in Breath of the Wild or something.
Yeah. I'm not like trying to stroke myself too much, but like it is a skill thing. You either push yourself through it, you can do this, and it will be really rewarding, but also maybe you should just go back and do that first thing, because there's still items.
Do you get something good for it, at least? Like fighting through that
stuff you can't equip yet because you're not the right level.
Oh, that's kind of stupid.
But Dark Souls works not on a level requirement, but a skill requirement. So you're like, I need to have my dexterity up to 18.
Oh, it's like Diablo.
Yeah. So you can take all the souls that you got from these monsters that you've killed, these way higher end monsters, and go back to the bonfire and use that to level yourself up.
Right.
And get to that point. But then everything else becomes null.
Okay.
But there's still nothing in Dark Souls that's completely useless. There's still like Havel's Ring, which is a relatively early on item. That once you get that, it way increases your carrying capacity. So basically, when you equip that, you can wear heavy armor and move around like you got medium on.
Oh, that's legit.
It's really nice. But it's also a huge pain in the dick boss to fight if you go into him early.
Okay.
But you're also meant to fight him
But you can do it.
Yeah, you can do it. You're meant to fight him early. It's just really, really difficult. And he's a mini boss too.
Wow, Dark Souls is hard.
All right, so let's move on. Before we...
Segue, perfect segue.
I'm just gonna get a drink really quick.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna get some water, dude.
All right, Cameron.
Hi,
Hey, welcome to Stinky Feet's Pete's. I'm gonna sell you these socks, and they're gonna cover your microphone. Microphone socks. I'm Stinky Feet's Pete's. So you stick this sock on your microphone, and quiets that thing right down. You see how quiet that was? It was like
crazy.
a gentle whisper by an angel in a baby's ear.
Really quiet.
They're only $39.99 times 2 after taxes, so you can walk right down to your local Texas Mart and buy one. Buy one. Stinky Pete's socks.
Do they come pre-stink?
Yes.
That's really incredible. I've been looking for a sock like that for a really
I wear
long
each
time.
pair every day to ensure highest quality feet stink.
That's crazy. I bet the thickness from the stink is gonna make it to where it really buffers the sound.
It really buffers that sound. Watch this. I'm gonna scream into the microphone as loud as I can.
Oh, this is crazy. I can't believe how much that was buffered. That's absolutely unbelievable.
I know.
Wow.
Comedy.
Just leave that in. All right. You ready?
So that was our sponsor.
Yeah.
Thank you, Stinky Pete.
That was our real, actual sponsor.
Isn't that Stinky Pete from like?
Yes, that's where I got it.
Okay. Okay. I was gonna say it. I was like, that sounds awfully familiar. Like really familiar.
Yeah, I straight ripped him off of Buzz Lightyear. So anyway.
Cool. Nice.
So on to the main thing, Jake's story that he wouldn't tell me anything.
All right, John.
So I'm just gonna sit back and listen.
Let's
to
go through
else.
Colorado.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, guys.
Just this last weekend.
I put myself in the car with you guys. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, all right. That's cool.
Just this last weekend, John and I and Cameron and Spirit went out to Colorado, to Denver for a few days with our girlfriends.
Yeah.
And for me, it was the nightmare trip from hell. And for everyone else, apparently it was a 9 out of 10 trip. So,
Man, yeah, it was. It started off pretty good though.
yeah, the drive there was great.
It was amazing.
We got in town. We were all pretty hyped up to be there. And John's like, hey, let's go to Casa Bonita.
Oh yeah.
Which is from
South Park. It's in
Yeah,
South
which they
Park.
have on South Park.
It's the place that Cartman wanted to go to. And Jake pointed out that when we went in there, they even have like a little Cartman plushie up on this little cliff. It's super cute.
Yeah, so I was pretty happy to be there.
And for those of you who haven't been there, this place is like.
Fucking do it.
Have you heard of this place, Cameron?
I've been there. I go to Colorado a lot.
Oh, you've been there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so Cameron knows. So this is like it's really cool. They like you kind of go through a line, which is weird. I didn't expect that.
Mm-hmm.
But they like have the food kind of pre-prepared, and you just tell them, "Oh, I want this," and then they just have it pre-prepared.
Before
on
I
the
knew
line.
what was on the other side of that like hallway, I thought it was gonna be like some really cheap restaurant. I was like, this is stupid.
It kind of is. The food's not super good.
I
but the
wouldn't
experience is
know.
cool.
I never got to eat it.
The food's almost kind of just like a step above Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It reminds me of a local Mexican restaurant we have here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I'd say so.
it's just okay.
Pretty much.
But here's the deal. Here's the
But
deal.
but they have like a live show there. They have like a cute little play that they do. I think it's on like repeat like every 30 minutes.
The entire main section of the restaurant, for starters, is gigantic.
And awesome.
It is the only restaurant I've ever been to that you're just supposed to walk around.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Is that the one? Just to make sure. Is that the place with the giant waterfall in the middle of it?
Yes.
Yep, this giant waterfall.
I know
People
exactly.
dive into it.
I have been there. Good.
There's like a giant waterfall people dive into. There's like this cute little cave you can go through.
There's
like a horror
3
cave.
stories of freaking chairs you can sit on.
There's like an arcade. There's a gift shop. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's like mini Disney World.
Jake made like a
That's
good
what
point.
someone said in the line.
Jake made a good point when we were there. He's like, man, there should have been like some South Park Casa Bonita like crossover merchandise, and I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should have had like Cartman in like a Mexican hat or something, whatever.
That would have been really good. I'd have bought that.
I know, me too. That's a
but
lost
instead they
opportunity.
have like this like...
Hold on. Hey, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, who are actually totally listening to this. You could get on that, boys.
That's right.
Get on that Casa Bonita merch, alright? I want to see that. So here's where the
Sponsor
trip
us.
started to go downhill for me. We've been in Colorado for less than 2 hours.
Was that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We stopped at the
You guys got
we stopped at the house.
Instantly went to.
We went to Airbnb. We stopped at the house. We unloaded
I know.
everything in.
We're like looking at the house and we're like, dude, this is amazing because we rented out this super cute like house that was way bigger than I thought it'd be.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like the size of your apartment.
Airbnb, you said?
Yeah. And there was a whole upstairs we didn't even use because we didn't have to use.
Huh.
But it was insane. The beds were comfortable. The house was super nice.
Oh, I'm getting Vietnam
couldn't believe
flashbacks.
it.
So,
But we get to Casa Bonita, right? Because we're like, man, we're really hungry. We should probably eat.
yeah.
And we get there, and then we're standing in the long ass line, waiting for our food. And Jake's like, man, I kind of don't feel very good. And I was like, oh, maybe he's just, he just needs to eat.
I thought, I have really high blood sugar, so I just thought I needed to eat something, or really low blood sugar. So I thought I needed to eat something. So I'm like, okay, I'll just wait it out. We get our food, we sit down, I take one bite. I'm like, and it's really funny because John and my fiance and his girlfriend are all talking, and they happen to be talking about my innate ability to know when I'm going to need to go puke.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like, Jake's got this really weird ability that he'll just be like, I got to go to the bathroom, and then he'll just go throw up. And there's no wait time or anything.
It really is like he can just call it, and it's like snap.
No.
Like, I need to throw up.
And the second he finishes talking about that, I'm like, I'll be right back. I got to go to the bathroom. And I did, and I threw up, and it was a horrid mess. I'm not going to get any more detailed than that, but do you know how hard it is? Okay, hold on. Casa Bonita, why do you have one freaking toilet stall? Why do you have one bathroom in a building that's the size of my freaking house times
Jake,
3?
if I'm really going to understand the pain, what color was it, and what was the smell, and what was the specific taste of it? I gotta know.
Did you lap it up from the toilet? To give it a little extra taste.
This is the first time I have ever thrown up in my entire life so hard that the water started to come out of the toilet because it was hitting so hard.
Well, and you were talking about how you were like stealth puking.
I was trying to do it because people kept coming in. There is one toilet and one urinal in this building that is gigantic.
Well, they need for the
anybody
waterfall.
who's been to Casa Bonita has to know like how big that place is and how many people are there on a daily basis. They have one toilet with like really high up, high up from the ground stall walls.
Oh, really?
So like
so you can
people can see it.
Yeah. So I'm just standing there and I'm like trying to be like really quiet, and then I'm like, and then I hear the door open and I'm like, and then as soon as he leaves, it's like.
Because it's like all compounding while that guy's in there.
Yeah, exactly.
You're just kind of like waiting, like.
So I walk out, and I happen to walk out at the same time this little fat Mexican kid comes in. He looks up at me. I'm like, "Hey, kid." I walk past.
You just have vomit just falling off of your face onto his forehead.
I'm still feeling just super dizzy. I'm not feeling any better. I go back up and I sit up there and I take one bite and I get sick again. And I'm like, you know what? I can't eat. I'll just wait till later. Which sucks because if I remember, it was kind of pricey. And I was throwing up while we got the bill, so my poor girlfriend had to pay for the entire meal.
I still thought it was surprisingly cheap for kind of like what you get there.
Yeah.
Like the food,
that's because the food is kind of...
Yeah, the food is not super good.
I feel like the main
it's okay.
source of their income is like...
Yeah. It's a feature.
The main source of their income... First off, I bet they got paid from South Park.
I don't know. But
maybe.
Who cares? The sopapillas were super good, though.
The sopapillas were great. They were the only thing I could eat, ironically, which is good because that's the only thing I really...
Because it was straight sugar. That's like your natural habitat.
Yeah.
Living in sugar and swimming through it and breathing.
Exactly. No, sopapillas, I didn't know what they were, but they're literally just bread and honey. Mm-hmm. And they're amazing.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway,
the bread's like super airy
we
and
go
light.
through there. It's pretty neat. I'm getting more and more nauseous the longer we're there. When we leave and we go back to the house, and I get stricken with mad diarrhea.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to skip the rest of that story because it's really embarrassing.
Right.
But...
And then the next day...
Yeah.
The next day we go to this place called Pearl Street, which is like this cute little shopping mall area, kind of outside shopping mall. And it was really awesome. Because Jake was like, you guys need to see this. It's like crazy. And so we went... And then, like, what was it like? Was it from the moment you got there, or was it like halfway through? I feel like it was like
the moment we got there.
Okay, but I felt like it was like getting worse.
Yeah, I was trying to fight through it. I was like, "This is my favorite place on earth." I gotta like.
I could tell you were doing really good too.
I have to enjoy it.
Yeah, it was. Like I go there once a year, and Pearl Street. In case you've never been, it's like 4 blocks long, and it's a mall, like on the streets of Boulder. And it's got such a perfect view that you can just look up and see like the best part of the mountain range.
Yeah, they're just there.
And it's amazing. And there's street performers, and there's like so much good food and like really cool shops that you can't find anywhere else.
Then you look down from the mountains, and Jake, you see this guy upchucking in the middle of the street, and you're like, what's going on? Why am I here? This is disgusting.
Did you throw up in the middle of the street, Jake?
No, I almost did.
It would have been really
No, I almost did. I had to run in, and I don't know how, but like fear made me remember the passcode to the freaking all of the bathrooms, all of the public restrooms, by the way, in Boulder. have locked doors that you have to buy something to get the code.
Right.
And I don't know how, but I pulled this like out of the far reaches of my memory to get that code so I could go in and like throw up in the bathroom.
That's crazy that I didn't change. But he was not feeling good. And then we went to this hot dog stand to get these hot dogs, which by the way I didn't think were that good.
No.
But Leon,
in case you're listening, Hot Dog Man, we love you.
Yeah.
He makes
he's
exotic.
He's a chill guy.
He makes exotic hot dogs. Last year we went. He had rattlesnake hot dogs, which were super duper good.
Ooh.
So we went back this year and found out that he doesn't get them anymore because nobody ever bought them.
They were the last people to buy.
And it said he had like duck and rabbit hot dogs, and I was like, "Well, I've never eaten duck or rabbit, so let's give that a shot." Okay, just so you know, duck and rabbit is the sweetest freaking meat.
Yeah, I should have tried a bite of that duck.
It is it is stupid sweet and it's very, very gamey. Not good for me. I ate half of it and I was like, we gotta go. I can't be here anymore.
He got sick again, and then let's fast forward through that night.
Well, I went back home and they all went to 13th Street.
We went to 16th Street Mall,
sorry.
which sucked because
In
it's pretty
Denver.
much like a normal mall, but you're walking outside in the cold.
Wow.
And so it was like, okay,
because it's in the shadow of all the buildings.
like it's like the mall we have here, but there's maybe a couple more stores, like souvenir stores, and it's just like, okay,
It's a tourist
cool.
place.
Yeah, like I don't know, it's just so boring.
It's neat to look at to me because I like all the buildings. But I stayed home and I went to
Actually,
sleep.
I'd say it's a tourist place. It's probably a place for the locals where it's normal.
Yeah, and I was like, I feel like we shouldn't have came here.
Yeah.
But it was whatever. Poor Jake was at home just dying. I think you were sleeping.
I slept that entire time. I fell asleep as I heard the door shut, and I woke up as soon as you guys got home.
Yeah, I forgot the first night there was like a ghost in the house.
Yeah, Airbnb. What's with this? Why is your house haunted,
dude?
What?
We're like,
so I'm like
we
sleeping.
all have this joint experience.
Yeah, I'm like sleeping in the middle of the night, and I keep hearing this rustling because the kitchen's like right outside our door. So this is like creepy enough. And so I'm sleeping at night, and I keep hearing this rustling in the kitchen, and then I hear somebody walk downstairs, and I was like, oh, okay, well that was just Jake, just going up to the kitchen or whatever.
Wrong. I never got up.
And so I was like, okay, cool. Well, I think your girlfriend did though.
Maybe
she said that she went up and got it, and so it was one of you. It was definitely one of you guys. But like after that, there were like all these just random sounds just coming from like the kitchen area, and it sounded like there was someone in the place with us, like someone was breaking in to rob us or something, or what? Like they knew the codes of the door or something. And so I turned to my girlfriend, who's like half asleep, and I'm like, hey, I'm pretty sure there's someone here right now in this house with us, and I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna see if I'm gonna like confront him. And she was like, yeah, whatever, I'm going to bed. And I was like, oh, cool, yeah, she's totally taking this seriously.
Thanks, I'm gonna go die.
So I was like, all right, cool. And
maybe if you weren't such a troll all the time.
Yeah. And so I went out there to the kitchen, and there's like nothing. And I looked all around like the area to make sure that there was like nothing. And there was nothing. So I just used the restroom out there, came back in to lay down. Then the sound moves into like, because we have like our room, and then there's like a little long hallway, and then there's like our restroom, but it's like all one room kind of.
Yeah.
Then the sound moves to like our restroom area. And then so like I was just like, dude, no, I'm just going to bed. I'm just going to bed. If I get raped in the middle of the night, it's just going to be something that happens. If I start feeling a little prick, I'm just going to take it, and we're just going to call it good. But Jake, and it wasn't all in my head, because the next morning I was talking to Jake and his girlfriend about it, and they were saying, oh yeah, we heard stuff too. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is insane. What the crap, dude?
Got the haunted house.
So then,
but yeah, the other nights were okay. I think everything.
Yeah.
You guys say there was a second floor you didn't
feel
use, but there was no second floor.
I was never actually there.
I feel like it was like a guy kind of like came into the house and then just left.
I was like, well, this place sucks.
Some squatter.
Maybe. I don't know. He clearly wasn't going to kill us or hurt us.
Maybe it's like those that one horror movie where like the guy's living in the walls, and there's just some.
Stop it!
There's just some dude in the walls.
Oh God! I just got chills all up and down my arms.
There's like little holes in the paintings, and he's
Stop
like,
it!
through,
Oh my God!
watching.
They got a weird
Well, I hope you like.
got a weird hole in your wall right there. Now that you're saying that.
Yeah. Well, no, he's just chilling. What's that?
Well, random guy that watches through the walls. I hope you enjoyed watching me crap myself for 4 days.
He's like, this is really. This is. I feel good.
Next day happens, and then
Yeah.
This is the worst day.
You felt better,
Yeah.
I think, that evening once we got back.
This is ironic.
He got to nap for a few hours. And then we came back, had a little fun for the evening, and then that was our last day there.
That's when things started to go downhill, though, was when we went out that night, and they were just drinking, having a good time. Lee and I were hanging out. And John goes, just park at this meter. It's free parking after 10. It's like 12 minutes to 10 o'clock.
No, that was on Sunday.
No.
Wasn't it?
No. That was that night. That was that night.
That night.
Because it was after I fell asleep.
You're
and
right,
I felt
it was.
better.
Yeah.
So anyway, this was Saturday night.
Right.
So, sorry guys, this is kind of incoherent. John goes, just park by that meter. It's got 8 minutes
You
left.
said incoherent in the most incoherent way. You're just incoherent.
Incoherent.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, my
baby.
nose is bad. So anyway.
Fuck your allergies.
So we park at the parking meter, and the parking meter's like, parking is free after 10, we think. We don't really know. Parking's really confusing here. That's pretty much the general consensus. Parking makes no sense. They have all these like different random times posted up of like when you have to pay, when you don't, and it's like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And
I tell John.
they even word it. They even word it weirdly so it confuses you.
Yeah.
I tell John, I say, if I get a ticket, you're paying for it. You're not going to get a ticket. All right, fine. We come back, like less than 10 minutes before
We got the ticket.
we got the ticket, or after we got the ticket.
Yeah.
Like, we walked back.
So
and we got a
literally,
ticket.
yeah, literally
It
10
had
minutes.
to happen in that, like, window frame time period
It's
between...
tiny.
Like, some cop was driving around and thought, I need to be a prick today.
Yeah.
For no reason. And he just gave me a parking ticket.
It was the stupidest thing ever, and everyone's like, well, it was funny because we're walking back, and Jake's girlfriend is like, oh, what is this on the car? And I thought they were just joking.
I thought she was too.
I was like, okay, this is obviously a troll. That's funny though. That's a good troll. But it wasn't a troll. Like,
And she
the guy
gets in
seriously,
and she shows me the ticket, and I'm like,
Fuck.
I was like, I cannot freaking believe this.
I've already been sick. I'm better now, by the way. I'm better at this point. But it was just like a 2-day thing. I don't know why, but it went away as fast as it showed up.
I had the 1 day bug like a couple months ago, dude.
I wonder if you probably got like food poisoning or something, and then you just took a trip and it took a toll on your body.
No,
Maybe.
the 1 day bug thing's like real.
Yeah.
Like it's just.
Well, I'm
in
just
you
saying,
and
he
it's
probably
gone.
had that, and then the trip amplified it, putting that travel stress on his body.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
So-
Speaking of stress,
Yeah.
little segue.
There's still Sunday.
Anytime Jake cannot drive on the highway.
Yeah.
Because anytime he drives on the highway, he loses his poop.
I do.
It's bad, dude. Like, there's like, if he's like anywhere near like a semi and it's like in the lane next to him, he literally is like, and grips onto the seat like he's about to explode or something. Like he's watching the.
I feel like when I was really young, I saw a wreck on the highway. But because it's just gotta be so little, because every time I drive on the highway, I just enter panic mode.
Well,
I gotta turn the radio up all the way to maximum, and that's just for normal
That
traffic.
explains a lot.
that's why he'll usually take the back roads and stuff instead of just going on the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really funny because like his girlfriend, which is, he can't drive on the highway. He just can't. So his girlfriend who's driving like for a majority of the trip she's not a bad driver. She just drives really close to people and she brakes really hard and really fast instead of like giving
She
people.
drives like my mom.
You know like how you're supposed to give like 2 car lengths or something between. She's like
She does
more
not.
like
Yeah, she drives like my mom.
It's more like half a
You
car
stop,
length.
you're like...
Two Hot Wheels.
And this is how you stop. And I get
Like-
this. So she stops like this. I get this as a visual thing where you're just like... Gives you
Yeah,
whiplash.
And you're just like, yeah, exactly.
that's how it is. And then like there'll be random times where she like doesn't pay attention and she'll just kind of drift. And it's the craziest thing, and it's like she'll drift off on the side of the road, and then she'll be like, "Oh, I don't know, everything was fine." I think you have moments where your mind just lapses.
I think you did.
I think that's something that legitimately
And then I'm
happens.
screaming because she hits like those little things go, like on the highway.
Then she'll be like, "Jake, it's fine." And it's like, I think
No.
everyone in the car just thought we were about to die. I don't think this is fine.
And so the wind was terrible the whole trip. So every time she got by a semi, that wind would hit us at the very end, right as she passed it. And it was like, and I scream.
It's just like waiting. It's like, oh, I'm gonna get Jake again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him again. But like it was. Thankfully, on the drive back, they finally were like, "Oh, hey, John, we're gonna let you drive." And I was like, "Thank God, we're gonna have some smooth driving where I don't feel like I'm gonna die 90% of the time in the car.
So you guys rent a car? Whose car did you
We just took my car. I bought a new car for the purpose of going to Colorado.
Right.
So
anyway,
but yeah, and then
which makes me sound really rich. That's not the case. I needed a new car. I just happened to want one that could also take us to Colorado.
I don't think you understand.
I was gonna say, if you think Jake's rich, you don't know Jake.
So then Sunday happens.
We
wake up. We go visit my brother. He lives in Boulder. Let's just say Boulder.
It starts off all right. We went to Longmont, whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
So anyway,
we went to Steve, and we went there.
It's a throwback.
Yeah. We went there, and we actually Jake and Leah had this really good breakfast place that we tried, and it was actually pretty fantastic.
Yeah, the service was really bad.
It put that hot dog stand that you guys wanted me to try to shame.
Well, the hot dog stand did not have what we wanted you to try. This guy got buffalo. A buffalo hot dog.
Yeah, the dog didn't taste too bad, but it wasn't like it was just hyped up too much.
Do they have dogs?
That's true. That'd be cool. I'd have eaten one of those. I'd have eaten a dog.
God dang it! But yeah, so we went there, and that was really good. And then we went to go see your brother.
Okay,
which was fine.
Side note: Leah's out of money at this point. I had a set budget for how much I wanted to stick to.
I forgot about that.
I brought about $250 extra just in case, but I brought $150 with the goal of that just being spending in food.
Oh boy,
wow. I can manage. I can manage
low
it.
bar.
Yeah, that's quite the budget for a trip.
Right, but you know me. I can manage it. I've learned my way my way around a menu.
You can.
Yeah. You can't. I'm not calling her out. In fact, I'll even bleep her name both times.
So we got done there. We got done seeing your brother, and we went and got some coffee, and it was getting a little late, later than we wanted to be out there. And there, we're going on a hike, right? So we're going hiking in the mountains of Colorado. Super nice, very beautiful, and the weather was actually decent.
That's the reason I have these boots.
The goal for that was to take John and his girlfriend out on the trail that
we got engaged
on.
And they wanted to take us to this specific spot on the trail where they got engaged, where he gave her the ring. That didn't end up happening.
TLDR, that didn't happen. We go on this 2-hour hike that turned into a 4-hour hike.
It was like 5.
Well, I'm saying like 4 hours, like one way. No.
Is that what we're getting into?
I'm surprised. I'm surprised no one crapped their pants on that.
Me too.
I mean,
we were out there. We got there at 2:30. We left there at like 8:30.
I probably peed like 5 times.
Did you guys get lost or something, or just
we took the wrong trailhead?
Literally,
we almost walked to a different town.
Neat.
So we're
going through. Surprised we didn't get assaulted by like a cannibal tribe in the mountains. Like I feel
seriously. Well, you're walking down this trail, and like this is the craziest thing. So they have like these trails are super thin, right?
Yeah.
Which have you been to this?
I mean, I've done a lot of hiking in Colorado.
Batasso Trailhead. In case you want to do our trail and get lost like we did, it's Batasso Trailhead.
But the trails are like super thin, and you have these crazy asses that are on bikes. Yeah. They're just speeding through.
Yeah, they're assholes, aren't they?
No,
they're really nice, but like
they were all pretty kind.
Oh my god, they're going like 30 miles an hour through this.
They're fucking
It's crazy because it's like, dude. There's like areas where, because you know, like the areas where the sun don't shine, and like there's like still snow and ice there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would never do this. I would never bike in this. I would die.
I would hit one thing and die.
Yeah.
Very early on.
That's Jake's luck.
With PUBG has proven anything, you'd hit a rock and die.
Yeah, exactly.
But so we're traveling through this trail, and Jake and his girlfriend are like, oh, dude, I'm pretty sure we went this way. I'm pretty sure we went this way. And we're like, okay, cool. Me and my girlfriend just kind of followed.
Last time we went, we had guides that were very experienced with the trail.
Right. And this time we didn't.
We
had guides that were okay, kind of.
Yeah.
With the trail.
Jake was not experienced, but I put my faith in him. Damn it, I put my faith in him, and he didn't follow through. But luckily, so we get super far into this trail, and I'm just thinking like, dude, we've been hiking forever. When are we getting to this spot where they got engaged? Did they seriously just hike out here all freaking day? And so like,
there was a lot of build up.
Now Leah, whoops, I gotta believe her name again. Had to stop to pee. So, and this is where it gets important. She left the water bottle there on accident.
Right. And then me and Jake get to this like really kind of cool like stone outcropping where like it's a bunch of steps.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, I should take a picture of me. I was like, yeah, I should. And so I got my camera out and I took like a picture of him. doing like a vape thing. And he's like Vape Nation on top of this
Like
cool
real
stone
fat
stair.
cloud.
And he starts coughing and he's like, "Oh my god, I need some water because I'm pretty much." He lost his vape juice.
Yeah, I lost my vape juice, so I was completely out of vape juice, and I thought I had more in there than I did. So I took a hit, and basically I just burned the cotton.
Yeah, and he
I just sucked in a lot of burned air.
And he's like, "I need water." And so he runs ahead on the trail to his girlfriend, and she's like, "I don't have the water bottle." And so they walk back, all the way back. And so I thought
about 10 minutes.
Hey guys, little neat tip for you. Always bring a backpack dedicated to just water bottles.
Seriously.
We learned that.
Well, they thought they left it back at this crashed car that we found.
Oh.
Which was pretty cool.
It's old. It's old. It was
super
not. There
old.
was not like fresh corpses. It wasn't like a 2006
yeah.
Suburban. It was an old.
There was
car.
just skeletons.
Well, now
there.
I know about this 2006 Suburban that you just had to.
That wasn't
specifically
related to anything. The government doesn't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But like they thought they left it back there, and so me and my girlfriend were just kind of hanging out, just like waiting for them. And like she was like, "Man, I feel like they've been gone a really long time." And I was like, "Yeah,
Shit.
we should probably go check on them." And she's like, "I don't really want to walk back. I'm really tired." And I was like, "We better walk back because I don't. It's Jake and his girlfriend. I don't know what they're doing. They're always doing something stupid." And so like we walk back. They're nowhere near the car, and I'm like, "Oh, awesome. They decided to just go on without us. That's super sweet. Thanks, guys." And so I'm like literally screaming at the top of my lungs.
No one
Jake!
has cell service out here.
We could not hear you. By the way, make that note. We did not hear.
No
John.
one have cell service out here.
No, cell service is gone.
Oh, what's your guys' provider?
I have Verizon.
Sprint.
Okay, AT&T gets service out there.
That's crazy.
It's good to know. Now we just need to bring a friend we have that has AT&T.
Yeah, seriously.
Which is cool because they're garbage here.
But we're in the mountains.
Real quick, AT&T's great out in the middle of nowhere. It's okay where it should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
exactly.
But I'm like yelling and screaming, and they're nowhere near. And I'm like, cool. Well, I guess we should just go
Sun is
ahead.
going down at this point.
Yeah. I'm like,
rapidly.
cool. It's starting to get dark, and you're like, okay, well, cool. I guess we'll just go ahead and finish up the trail then.
Mm-hmm.
And so we literally like start walking, and the second we start walking back to where we were going, these two bikers come down, and I was like, and I talked to them. I'm like, "Hey, did you see like a couple?" He's like, "Oh yeah. We told them where to go. We told them where to go to get back because you guys are
Was that
way."
you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like, "Yo, we told them where to go. You guys are way off the trail, and we're like, "Oh, great." And so we walk back to where they're at, and then luckily, dude, I don't know, it was such a stroke of luck that they had to go back and get the water bottle because if they didn't, we would have just kept going, and we might not have even ran into those guys, and we would have just been hiking until we died.
Yeah, no joke. Because it was dark when we got back to the car.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
skip the entire 4-hour walk back to the car.
Oh my god! So pretty
That
much
was a nightmare.
Everyone is extremely out of shape, and I'm out of shape. I can admit for like where I should be, and so like everyone is dying. We've been hiking for like 5 hours straight, and like everyone's just like, "I don't even want to do anything. I don't want to do anything. I'm just gonna give up." Everybody
I
keeps
gave
talking
up.
about
I
giving
laid down.
Yeah.
I like literally just dropped to my knees in the middle of the forest and laid
Did
down.
you-
I was like, we're gonna die here.
Didn't you trip on a rock and almost just fall down the?
Yeah, no.
Not that. I'm talking about time before.
First time we're walking back and I hit.
because Jake's clumsy.
Jake,
right?
you don't have to ride a bike to hit a rock and
No,
die.
I was walking and I hit a
know.
rock and I just fall down and I like smashed my knee on this really sharp, jagged rock.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm hurting already. We're walking 1 hour more. Leah goes, "There's the car." I go, "Thank God." Now, John,
And then-
here you go. You get to take over from the
Jake
rest of the
is
story.
literally okay. So Jake is literally like, so we see the car. We're like literally within. Oh yeah. Well, we can't quite see the car yet. Like, but we're right at because like there's an open field that kind of leads straight to the car, and we're right there, literally right there. And Leah runs ahead, whatever her name is, Steve runs ahead.
Steve?
Runs ahead, and she's like super excited because she's getting back to the car, and me and my girlfriend and Jake are kind of walking, and he's behind us, a little bit behind
You guys
us.
get the Revenant bear tag?
No, but like Jake literally says, "I'm getting to the car." He just starts
I said
sprinting.
screw. I was like, "Screw this!"
I'm getting to the car, dude. And so he just starts sprinting as fast as he can, and literally the second he starts sprinting, I'm like, this idiot is about to fall. And I said it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
And then literally a split second later, he like hits this rock and loses his balance and falls and just tumbles forever.
I've rolled like 15 times.
My girlfriend thought it was literally so comedically perfect. She could not stop laughing. And Jake is laying there in pain, and she cannot stop laughing because it's so funny.
I thought I died. I was like laying there, and where I was, it was just pure. The light was still just barely there, and I was like, God?
So he's just laying there, and I'm just like, oh my God, he's got a broken leg. He's got a broken arm. He's got a broken something. What a moron. And then, so we finally get him up, and he starts walking, and Leah, oh, God damn, I keep saying her name. She gives him this, his girlfriend gives him this stick, and that she'd been using to
John
walk
had to
with.
reset my knee.
Yeah, I had to reset his knee. I had to push down on it and, pull it
It
up.
felt great.
It made a nice pop. It was like,
Ew.
but we did it, and it's done.
Yeah.
And so his girlfriend gives him this stick to walk with, and he's walking with it, but he's putting all of his weight onto it.
I had to. I couldn't stand on my leg.
And the stick,
all, I could
stick,
not.
of course, Jake's not a small guy. Stick just breaks, completely snaps, and then he just throws it to the side, and he's like, "Fuck Colorado!" And then we left, and we saw some deers on the way out. It was nice.
Did you smack a desk when you said it?
It was
Colorado.
it was quite a trip.
That's not even the end.
We got to see Jake.
It gets worse.
We got to see Jake at his worst. But
That's not even the worst.
we
Yet.
So we actually drove out. It was really like a beautiful moment, and it was one of those moments where Jake was actually in a good mood. So like we're leaving, and it's like pitch black outside pretty much.
You guys
But
are all
there's
probably sweaty as fucking disgusting.
actually no, it was so cold. None of us were really that
Oh,
sweaty.
also, after I threw the stick and said that, I stomped back to the car without any kind of limp.
Right, like he was so angry.
Just pure fucking anger. At
Yeah,
that point.
anger drove him. He was like a Sith Lord or something. He's just walking back to the car like there's he never fell.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, man, you should just stay constantly angry, Hulk boy. So we're leaving. We're like driving away, and it's pitch black. And then like in Leah's headlights, she's like, "Oh my God, look at that!" And there's like all these deer surrounding us. It was like really kind of a beautiful moment.
There was like 15 deer.
Literally, and it was just this beautiful moment. Like they were just waiting for us to say bye or something. It was crazy.
It was like again, it was God being like, you
made
succeeded.
it.
You did
made it back.
You made it.
Did it.
And then immediately, so we go.
Yeah, and then immediately it just goes back.
Yeah, we go. We finally get back to the place. We get cleaned up. The story's going on too long, but like we get back to the place. We clean up. We go to eat. This really awesome pizza place. And
I forgot my wallet,
yeah, Jake forgets his wallet, so I pay for his meal.
which is a good thing that happened.
Yeah, and then the entire way home he's talking about like, man, we spent too much money on this trip.
Your fucking car broke down, didn't it?
No.
Close. But he's like, we spent too much money on this trip. There's just I can't spend any more money. This is ridiculous, And so
I'm over budget by about $200 at this point.
So we get back, and we get out of the car. We're all like walking in, and Leah's hanging out the car for like quite a while. And I don't know why she's like hanging out the car so long. Then she walks in, and she's like, I locked the keys in the car.
And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, immediately, Jake was like, could this day get any worse? And so they call, I'm trying to get out of that situation because I'm like, these two are going to rip each other apart. I'm just going to go take a bath. So me and my girlfriend go jump in the bath. And I come back out, and Jake's like, the guy made me pay $125 just to get the keys out of the car.
He walked up. Before that, as soon as Leah said that, I look over at John, and I'm like, I gotta go for a walk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna freak out.
Yeah.
Like, I reach Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan. Like, and I walk back out, and I stare at the car. There's a moment where the car window grew eyes, and we looked at each other. Hold on. The car and I just stared at each other for a second, and I just wanted to just smash the window and grab the keys.
I thought he was going to, and I was like, if he does, whatever.
So you said Super Saiyan Blue. At that point, it was Ultra Instinct.
All right.
Just like...
It was, oh my God, it was a sight to behold.
I entered Nirvana. It was just like, Yeah, exactly. Like
You were just beyond anger.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so I walk for a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, I left my jacket at the house. I'm gonna go grab that, and then I'll just go for a walk for like a mile or whatever.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh wait, my jacket's in the car.
Mm.
So we go in. I get to the guy. The stupid guy shows up. He's like, I'm thinking $65 is generous. Like I feel like $65 is about what it costs here. I know because I've had to do it before.
Right.
Again, because of the same. Nah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Same person.
Yeah, we need to
Anyway. I'm like, okay, so $65, whatever, that's a hit, but whatever. And the guy walks up, sticks like a blood pressure armband into the window of the car, pumps it twice, reaches in, unlocks the car door, hands me my keys, and he goes, "That's going to be $120."
Motherfucker.
And I just looked at him and I laughed. I was like, really? Are you serious? And he's like, yeah. And I just like reach in my wallet and I hold out all the money and I make him watch me pull like all of this out. I'm like, I got $40 left for my trip, thanks. Then I handed it to him and I walked back inside. And he wrote the wrong date. He's like, insurance might be able to cover that. And then he wrote the wrong date for the 18th of this month. Insurance does not cover that. And I think he knew that it wouldn't. So he wrote the date wrong so that I would wait until I was out of town to call them.
No. Insurance, he'll still get paid for it.
Really?
Yeah. He just messed up.
Okay.
He's not going to
What
not
a
get
fucking
paid.
idiot.
I was really
That guy's
upset.
that
So
guy's
I'm
just a
like
moron.
burning hot angry. I feel like that was the high point of how bad it got though.
That was pretty much it. Then we just kind of drove back, and Jake was just kind of in a sour mood the rest of the time.
We went to the aquarium. The aquarium was fun, except I had to walk through the entire thing with a limp. But it's cool because I love deep sea creatures, so we were having a good time.
He messed up his knee, and my girlfriend like messed up her foot really bad, and so we had to go get sole inserts for her.
And I'm walking like Dr. House.
And she's like, I just saw her earlier today, and her foot is like really hurting, so I don't know if she's gonna have to go in or not. But but it's just crazy, dude.
I feel like my injury hurt more at the time, but I think hers is going to be longer lasting.
I hope not.
Because I've popped my knee out of the socket before. It's why it comes out so easy now. Like, I feel like it just gets easier to pop out.
It's just a game
the
for
more
me
you do
now.
it.
I just keep popping it
No,
in
it hurts. But, like...
Yeah, you're really good at it.
It's
not a fun
It
game.
does, but it didn't hurt nearly as bad as it did. Like, the first time it popped out, I had to, like, sit on my butt for, like, 3 days.
But that was our Colorado trip.
That was the Colorado trip.
Damn.
It was a hellish nightmare.
I feel like
It made a hellish nightmare of my favorite place on earth at the time.
I feel like now you've hopefully taken things from that. Like you're like, well, now next time I go on vacation, I need to bring a lot more money.
I need to bring spare keys.
Next time. Spare keys is good.
Something.
Make sure I don't fall asleep.
My dad does this. I don't know if anyone else does this. He has that, like those key holder things. He puts a spare key in that, and he has it magnetized to the bottom of his truck.
That's what most people do.
Yeah.
I see. The reason I didn't is because like I don't want to lose the kind of car that I have. The keys cost $120.
Yeah.
Ironic, isn't it? Anyway, okay, so let's move on to the final part.
Let me piss first.
Okay.
Fuck, I gotta piss so bad.
Yeah, no, dude, that trip was...
It was a bad time.
I was just sitting there like the entire drive home. I was like, I cannot wait to get home and just play PUBG with Cameron.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. On to the final part for tonight. Our fan question. They want to know what is the grind that if they're wanting to get into making games, which Cameron and I both cover, him a little bit more than me.
A little bit more.
A little bit more.
A little bit. It's like Cameron's life.
We use different programs. Don't. I can see your judgy face right now. Okay. Anyway, Cameron's way more in depth than me. Podcast editing, which I got.
You guys do a
Cameron,
lot more video editing than me, so.
and video editing, which Sean's got.
Yeah.
So
I think I have that on both of you put together.
Yeah.
10.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. This room is very full of humble people, if you can tell.
No, I'm not humble. I've just been editing.
I've edited audio of my voice for like 100 man hours or more.
At least a little bit.
That's not very many. Probably more than that, actually.
Are you talking about me?
Me just for podcast
I was
audio.
gonna say-
For podcast audio.
Okay.
I feel like I've done like a lot of listening to our voices, and it's kind of annoying after a while.
Yeah, it gets to the point where you're like, man, I kind of want someone.
Man, I
else.
fucking hate these guys.
Yeah.
You like talking about yourself? I hate these guys. Wait, one of those guys is me.
So So what is the grind that they can look forward to? Now, there is a fun aspect to it. Speaking for like all of it, there's a fun aspect to making games and editing audio and editing videos. But there's a lot. You have to have a really good work ethic.
Well, and you have to like, it's really not for everybody. Like
No.
you have to be willing to sit down and do nothing but really focus for hours, or you're just never gonna get anything done.
I can admit, video editing is not my thing.
The big thing is you're always gonna hate what you just made.
Yeah.
Because the skills that you grew over the course of a project are gonna be so different from the beginning to the end. Is you're gonna be in the middle of a project like, this looks awesome. You're gonna be done and you're like, this fucking sucks.
I want to go back and I want to fix everything.
Yeah.
Have you
But
guys ever
that's
had
a good thing. If you feel that way, that's good.
I know
that means
you
you're
have.
growing.
Yeah.
I know you have, and I'm experiencing it now with the Guild game, but which I still need to upload now that I think about it. Anyway, have you ever experienced like working on a project for so long that by the time you finish it, you are way better than you were when you started, so now you're not happy with the beginning?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I had that happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had that happen once with a actual video, and obviously games take a lot longer. Well, I guess it depends on what you're making.
I mean,
but
it's all, yeah.
games usually take a lot longer to make, and because you're creating these assets from nothing. If you're sometimes,
Yeah.
but like I've definitely had that. I remember I worked on probably one of the videos I worked on the longest was like my Addams Family video, and I worked on it for literally like. This is gonna be nothing compared to that, but like 2 weeks. It was like 2 weeks straight of just me doing nothing but that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I had a job at the time, and I just did it straight up. Like
Yeah, I know you
morning
did,
to night.
because
Morning to
wasn't
night.
that right after you broke up with your ex?
That was a little bit before. Was it? I don't know. It was some.
We were talking, I think, at that point.
Yeah,
that was
I
the first
talked with
video
a
that
little
you
bit.
made.
I talked with you a little bit after I made it. I know that.
Yeah.
And so, I remember when I just got done with it, and it was finally finished, and I went back and watched. The whole thing was like, it was like an 8 minute, 10-minute video, and it took me like 2 weeks to get done of straight work. And I went back and I watched it, and I was like, I hate this, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm just posting it. I'm done.
I also just want to hit on, if you do game design stuff at all, just forget what you think coding is. People who code don't know anything about what they're doing. Coding is, in people's minds, people sitting there going, just typing on a keyboard, for hours on it.
Looking like Hacker Man from the 80s.
Coding is having Google up on one screen and having about 10 tabs of different manuals of how to do things. And
Right.
like looking over every 2 seconds, writing 3 things.
Oh, yeah.
Looking
Sorry.
over, writing
Have
3 things.
2 monitors. A lot of people don't think that's a
It
thing
helps
that
a
you
lot.
need.
Yeah.
It
John.
helps so much.
No, I know.
I don't.
know.
John only has one monitor.
When I work at school,
I have 3 and I wish I had more.
Correction, I don't work at school because my professors will get mad at me because I'll leave an hour early. Like, well, you still have to do work. I'm like, I do better at work at home.
Right.
Where I have 2 monitors and I don't have to keep flipping through tabs.
I will say this about our college. The nicest thing about that is the monitors they give us are like 32 inches.
Yeah, they're big, but it's not 2 monitors.
Yeah,
That's what I need to get. I need to get a really long monitor.
Get like a super long one.
I can't fit 2 monitors on my crappy little desk.
Just get like a wall mount like I have.
Yeah, and look up and break your neck.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's why okay. Also, since I've
I really
started
love this guy.
since I've started working on this, I've developed a hump in the back of my neck because I sit there like
Yeah,
with my head cocked.
I tell you
at
not
this
to do
angle.
that.
Yeah, you did, and now I have this hump in the back of my neck that I don't think will ever go away.
You're fucking dead.
I look like the freaking Hunchback of Notre Dame
Kill
now.
yourself.
But I mean, like and the thing is, you can literally make something. You can make something really crappy and put it out there. But I mean, the more effort you put into it, so you got to think about it in the fact that like, if someone sees this, are they gonna like it? And that's why, like, usually a lot of the times when I make my videos, I put a lot of effort into them because it's like, what if this is the one video that somebody sees?
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure it goes the same with games. It's like, what if this is the one game that someone sees and then they don't see the rest of my stuff?
Yeah.
Like, I remember like actors do the same thing. Like when they're acting in movies, they're like, dude, I did such a good job acting at this certain part, but all people talk about is like this stupid superhero movie I was in.
And another thing is, if it's something you're wanting to do, create a portfolio somewhere. YouTube, ArtStation, Vimeo, Twitter. Maybe not Twitter.
Shadbase.
Yeah, Shadbase. Hey, create your own website. No, don't do that. And put the smallest things up on it. I have an ArtStation where I made like a really shitty looking stage that I never finished. I was like, that's throwing up there anyway.
Right.
Because there's some. I mean,
it's something.
Yeah, you got
just visual proof that you have made something.
Yeah, it shows that you have the skill to create what's in that picture or video or
if
song.
On 2 other points. 1, don't be like me. Don't be a perfectionist.
Yeah,
there's no problem with that, but for small things, don't do it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being a perfectionist, but like Jake is like an extreme perfectionist, like where if it's not up to where he wants it to be, even if it's physically impossible for him to do, he's just going to be like, I'm not going to post this. Don't get to that point where it's like, because the famous saying is like, done is better than perfect.
Yeah.
And that's like really good for you to carry with you throughout your life, because you're always going to look back on the stuff that you did previously and be like, this is just crap.
Yeah, there's no exception.
How did anyone like this?
Yeah.
Well, like my thought is like, my thought used to be, before I actively started doing this, it was like, everything has to be my next masterpiece.
Right.
I have to be, if I'm going to make games, I have to be the Kubrick of video games. That's what I want to be.
That's how I was too. And it like put me into like an extreme depression when it came to like making videos.
Hey, look at me.
Because,
and real quick, also, game design, you don't have to create everything from scratch. There's so much that...
A lot of Unity assets, right?
Well, I'm not even mean like Unity. I mean, there's, Jake uses, RPG Maker.
That's a great starting point, by the way. I've used it enough at this point to do some cool stuff with it, but dude, use RPG Maker to start out with.
Yeah, I used to use that too.
And the only problem I have with like, there's RPG Maker. There's a bunch of things I can't think off the top of my head. The problem with that.
What's the one that we use together?
Game Maker.
Hmm.
Problem with like RPG Maker is there's not a lot of transferable skills. But you did tell me it uses Ruby as a coding language, which is a good coding language to know. Yeah. Was it Ruby?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like Unity is free. Game Maker has a free trial. Game Maker's really good to use. Unity's fun. I love it.
Yeah. RPG Maker is not free. It's about $75 for VX Ace, which is what I use, and it is so good. To me, it's worth it, because if you're just wanting to make something that you can show your friends, and be like, I made this. And then, I mean, really...
Like, don't worry about picking up that huge book of fucking code. Like, just start small. You don't need to do everything from scratch.
Or you can do, like, what I'm doing with the guild, or what I'm doing with the guild, or... What's that other one? What's that one we talked about last time?
I don't know
either. But, like, a lot of really famous Unity, or...
I don't remember 5 minutes ago.
RPG Maker games. So, like, Undertale, Yume Nikki... Other games like that, you just make the game using all the basic assets and then go through and just change the sprites.
Yeah, don't make the game first. Make a very basic representation of the game. Use just fucking squares.
There you go.
Don't go and make every asset.
We use the pre-made sprites first.
Yeah,
and then make your own. Just change the JPGs.
Yeah. That's what I remember. That's
I know
what
that's
they
not
did.
How that works. I don't think.
I think that's what Miyamoto did when designing Mario 64. Is they just had a square.
Probably
that was it, and they just move around.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't fun to do that, then they didn't want to do it.
And that's right, and that's a great.
This is getting.
If it's not fun to play as circles, squares, and triangles, it's not fun to play as characters.
This is going deeper beyond just beginner stuff. If you think you have a good idea for a game, strip everything off of it except for the very basic idea.
Yeah.
If you look at, you have a Super Mario poster that I'm looking at. Okay, take Super Mario, take all of the Goombas, take Bowser, take all of the assets away, and just leave it with, does it feel good to jump and hit something?
Yeah.
Like, that's the base gameplay of Super Mario. Is
Short
it fun
answer
to do
for
that?
Mario. No.
What is it?
Back
first
then.
Mario.
Well, back
Not
then,
anymore.
Back then it was revolutionary.
Yeah.
So I mean,
even just Mario, is it fun to jump and like hit your head on something? Yes. There you go. Yeah. Now you continue on.
Right.
Don't have this huge intricate idea for a game and plot. Start with the very basics and work from there.
Which is funny because that's the opposite of what we do on every other episode of this podcast.
Well, I mean, what we do is more of a brainstorming thing than actually making something.
Yeah.
So
and it's the same thing.
I mean, it's okay to start with a grand plot, but don't work off that as a starting point.
Right. Water it down to where it's just like, okay, let's make this simple.
Yeah.
But it's the same. I feel like it's the same kind of concept for like just making videos too.
Yeah.
It's really just like Google is your friend.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you gotta think, like, back in the day, people had to learn from, like, each other, and they had to learn from, like, going and buying those manuals and stuff like that. Google's made everything so much more simple. If you have a question and you don't know anybody that knows it, just Google, like, hey, how do I do this?
Let's give him a shout out right now. Who's that YouTuber that you sent me, that you told me about?
Sean Spalding?
Sean Spalding.
For Game Maker?
Yes.
Yes, he is
has
awesome.
a Game Maker tutorial that is like 12 hours long in total.
It's the best thing for Game
And
Maker.
it is so in-depth. He goes through and explains what every single
also-
button does. By the time I finish that tutorial, which now is a long time ago, and I still retain that stuff.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He doesn't just say, all right, now you just, and he'll say, like, these other people that do these tutorials.
They're like, do this, and then you do this. But he'll, like, explain everything he's doing. Also, Game Maker has a lot of preset options, so you don't have to hard code everything. He hard codes everything and explains exactly what he's doing.
That's good.
So you can learn because Game Maker has its own programming language, which kind of sucks. But he explains everything you're doing, and it's,
But there's certain things that you can use the basic coding for. Opening doors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can't really make that any better than it already is.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't
and
make
there's no
switches
reason
any
to.
better than they already
There's
are.
no reason
Yeah, if
to.
you don't need to, then just don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. I mean, like,
It just boils
YouTube
down
and
to
Google.
it's gonna suck. You gotta like it, and because it just sucks because there's a lot of time.
It is not for everybody. Do not feel like a failure for not being able to do it. If you decide,
don't always go for the pay thing. Start with the free things to try it out. 3D modeling, you don't gotta buy 3ds Max for $200. Blender's free.
yeah,
Just don't.
There you
there's a
go,
lot
yeah.
of good
Start
Blender
with,
animations.
start with the free stuff first. Don't.
so, like, the thing you could take away from this is just start small.
Yeah.
Start small, and once you get comfortable small, move up to medium. Then you get comfortable doing that, move up to the next thing. Like, you don't really need to start and just, no. It's just too much. You're putting too much pressure on yourself at that point.
Yeah.
Because people always you're probably a lot of people look at the people who have been doing it for a long time.
Yep.
Don't do that. Don't even compare yourself to any small people on the internet.
Here's another comparison that I came up with like earlier today while I was talking to this person. If you go into the mindset thinking you want to make a AAA game, if you can't start out making Skyrim because you got to look at like
It'll take you forever.
these projects take years.
Yeah.
Like how long have we been waiting on a new Elder Scrolls game?
Well, and it took what? The guy who made Cave Story, I think, like 10 years to make it.
Yeah, but like
Don't
these
even
are
try making
major.
don't even try making like a Mega Man. That took an entire team.
What I'm saying is, yeah, exactly. These are teams of hundreds of people
Yeah.
doing all of these things at once. It still takes 5 or 6 years, and they have budgets of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Budgeting is something that, like, we don't have to get into that because you won't
Yeah,
experience
that's
that
too
for a
much.
long time.
But like, I think the most important thing is to just be better than you were.
Yeah.
Like, always be trying to learn. Don't look at what other people are doing and be like, I'm not doing something that's as good as them. I should just give up. Just as long as you're doing better than you were yesterday, then you're set with making games, you're set with making videos, you're set with doing podcasts, whatever you want to do.
Also, about that portfolio thing, if you document everything you do, you will see your growth and it will help so much.
Absolutely.
You can do, another important thing. Just do it every day. There is nothing.
Try to do it every day.
Sometimes you might not have the time.
Do that grind if you've got the time to do it. But what I'm saying is, you can always be doing something. So going, I guess specifically for editing audio, for the like podcasts and stuff, you can be making a video thumbnail if you're not feeling doing the video editing.
Yep.
You can
Jump between things. Yeah, that's a really good thing because like.
If you don't feel like programming a cutscene for your game that day, which are super easy to do in RPG Maker, if you don't feel like doing that,
Shill.
exactly. Throw in an area with monsters, build a dungeon. That is so much fun to do, and it's so stupid easy. Just throw these assets together, build a cool dungeon that you're proud of, and just put it somewhere.
Yeah, just
because if you do that, you're gonna have a game with a lot of content. If you just want to throw in these rooms with these cool prizes or like money or whatever at the end, or make a quest, you can always be doing something with a game.
No matter what you do, whether it's making a game or any of that, there's always going to be multiple different facets to it that you can jump around and do, because you will. If you're sitting there for hours and hours doing the same thing, you will start to lose your mind.
I burned myself out.
You're like, dude, I gotta just jump to something else. Like, start working on something else. Maybe just get up and, go stand and go do something else to just get your mind off of it for a little bit. They say it's like, I know one of my friends was working at the typing center for the post office, and they made them take mandatory 10-minute breaks because it was too much for people to sit there. They just went crazy.
Yeah.
So like that's a sort of thing that you should put into your work too, where it's like, okay, well, I'm going to take a little bit of mental break, maybe read a book.
Yeah.
Fight fighters.
Yeah, watch a YouTube video. Just do some. Actually, I think it's best to just get away from the computer. So don't sit there and
I'll go
be
cook.
like,
I'll go make an actual meal for myself because then first off I've got that thing I accomplished making this nice little meal.
Yep.
It's gonna fill me up. I'm not gonna be hungry. I'm not gonna be frustrated while I'm working on this. And I feel like making games, just speaking what I've done, I'm pretty sure I have some kind of ADD. And
oh, you do, yeah.
It doesn't make it that hard for me because coding. First off, obviously, I find it fun or I wouldn't be doing it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But there are times where you do have to just knuckle down and do something. I was doing a cutscene, and it was super simple, but I got one letter out of place in that code.
Oof.
And it was a semicolon when I found it, by the way, which looks a lot like all the others.
Yeah.
A lot of all the hundreds of them that you have to find in these things.
Yeah.
And I'm going through and I'm like, why is this person not disappearing at the end? Oh, I opened a new line.
Hey, by the way,
that's really weird. Why did that happen?
Quick tip about debugging stuff. I don't know about RPG Maker, but Unity. If something's messing up in this line of code, start putting the console display thing. So display 1, display 2, display 3. And if a number doesn't show up, then you know where it's at.
Whoa.
Yeah.
No, Ruby doesn't do that, I don't think. But
well, there should be some kind of display option.
They have a debugger. Yeah, I mean,
but you get the idea of the.
There is, but this thing was so long, even in that little red square, I was like, where is this at?
So I'm just saying that's a tip I picked up.
So that's all of our tips for doing that. This is a little different than what we usually do on the podcast, but I
like the user questions.
Yeah, please
more of them.
Give us more.
If you guys have a question for us, just be sure to ask in the comments, and we'll see what we can do about answering it.
Yeah. We're not professionals, but we can give advice.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, getting there, day at a time. Do we have that everyday grind?
Do we have Twitter yet?
Yeah. Go follow Cameron. What's the Twitter handle?
Oh, for mine.
Well, okay, the game development one.
At Zodiac Games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go follow
it's pretty much just me, but hey, whatever.
Okay.
I'll start using it too if we actually get questions.
Well, you can put Zodiac Games and then Jake or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We'll have it in the description.
Or we can just make a one specifically for the podcast and one of you can run it.
All right, that's fine.
I'm already running my personal one and my Zodiac one.
But
you can find me on YouTube at PurpleFizz.tv. The dot is not the word, it is a period.
And I'm Johnny Nitpick, and you can just find me searching Johnny Nitpick probably. Just no H in it though. It's just JONNY.
You'll find it.
We'll just post it in the description.
Yeah, you'll probably find it.
And then Cameron, you'll find it Zodiac Games on Twitter. So,
but thank you for listening, guys. That was. I feel like someone's getting started out. It's pretty insightful.
Yeah. Hopefully it wasn't just a bunch of random nonsense.
That was a really good episode. So.
That was a good episode. What do you guys think? Was that a good episode?
We're just sitting
sound off in the comment section.
We're just sitting here
this was a good
jerking
episode.
off real slow.
Comment, subscribe. That was a good episode.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.